We'll come back to workers and resources. Today we're going to finish our village of Sashalis, or Sasalis, or however it's pronounced. Apologies to anyone who does know. And then we'll make a decision what to build after that. We also have to make a decision on what to research. The options being, in my opinion, virology, preventative medicine, or vitamins. I don't think we need a cold toughening research, but maybe last episode showed that this is not necessarily true and we might need one. We're very close to finishing our brick factory, after which we can get started on working on the village. We'll make it so that no one may move in here yet, and then move in some of the people in a larger group. We do need a road for the distribution office. Yeah, things are getting set up here. We've already done all the garbage stands, which is nice. Still have to work on that, please. And we're trying to fit a large garbage transfer point here, so we can run our waste management from Brospin and surrounding areas into that stand instead of going all the way to the incinerator manually. And then we do need a rail distribution office in this area as well, which is going to gather all the waste from everywhere. And the rail distribution office can be anywhere in this area. It should be in range of the fire station, I would say. So we'll probably put it over here and build another rail distribution office to handle, well, in this case, waste management. Let's see if we can make that a thing. Only have to connect into here. Shouldn't be a problem. And then crisscross before the entrance. And then make sure that the elevation isn't too steep, looks okay. It's a little bit weird, but... and the road needs to be connected. We can hook it up over here, I think. Which could... no, we'll hook it up here, because if I hook it up here and there's a train waiting, the fire engine might not make it in time. We'll hook it up here instead. Get rid of that snapping point and add our own. That should be safer. And this will be the rail distribution office responsible for waste management. And we'll get a lot of waste cargo wagons. It'll transport everything towards the incinerator. And maybe in the future it will also pick up stuff from here and transport it to our recycling facilities. Now, to make this work, we will also have to set up a train line going here, because when they have done a delivery, they would like to travel back to the rail distribution office. So that needs to be made a possibility for them. And also, if they want to pick up stuff, they might want to travel there directly in the future. So we'll also add a route going that way. Fuel storage is on fire, already extinguished, no problem. The fire truck for rail distribution office would come from this fire station, and I think it is close enough to not have to worry. Getting all the wagons will be expensive, but it should be doable. We don't need a lot at the start, and I do think this will be a real good benefit to our republic. So far so good. Buildings are being constructed, slowly coming online. We need the shopping center, we need the distribution office, the heating plant and the residential buildings to get started in this area. And electricity, water and sewage, but the other buildings can come online with the people living there constructing them. We are ready to start running our industry, though I might have set it up in a way where it doesn't actually have electricity. I do indeed. Well, I'm gonna build the substation slightly differently then. We'll leave this road as an option for something else, but build the substation down here where it can reach the industry. Could reach the heating plant though. Okay. Fire station has an asphalt road, that's okay. And then electricity wise, we also need the usual setup of high voltage switch into transformer, I think. I think a three-way switch here is sufficient. There's not gonna be... well, yes. There might be multiple transformers, so I will stick with the 6x switch. Because there were mines around and you never know how many connections you need, just to be safe. And a power transformer for the area. Put it here, I guess. So since we are now at our middle area with slightly larger towns, I think we're gonna go for slightly larger wires. Hello creators. Might be going instead for 8 megawatt, we might go for 13 megawatts. So the center area might also be our power supply. Or I'm just gonna go for a 12 megawatt underground wire straight through here. That one is also possible. Yeah, I think any of that could do. Kinda like the idea of an underground wire, so I don't have to go around and block other stuff up. We'll use a high voltage underground wire and follow the road. Do that. Nice and tidy, right underneath the road. Developers should add bigger electrical cables? I don't know. Seems fine to me. 18 megawatts is a lot of electricity. Maybe an electric cable bundle, so it's easier to place. Like a pre-snap bundle with like 3 or 4 connections that you can draw from. Okay, why is there a traffic jam? Oh, there's a construction train. Getting confused here. Right. And there's trains waiting. I don't know what like a reasonable highest limit would be for wires. Couldn't tell. Might need more workers in the rail construction office again. But since we have very high education here now, we need to increase our worker count in general, because a lot of them are working in our university education building, which is intentional and supposed to be like that. Population numbers are dropping here again. Lifespan is really good. Not sure what's going on. Complaining about spirituality, but we have options here. Not sure what they're complaining about. Nuclear power plant, you can't use all electrical production with the actual electrical cables. Well, I don't think you should use a power plant at 100% anyway. That one has 156. So let me use my trusty calculator. 156 divided by 18. So you need 8.6 wires of the highest capacity. And I don't know how many connections this has, because I can't check right now. But I think it has like 6 or 7 connections and then a bunch of medium voltage connections. So you might be able to run 2.5 or 2.3 megawatt wires to the medium voltage connections and use that for electrified rail network, and then the high voltage connections for distribution further along. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the power plants have... The coal power plant has 23 megawatts. Yeah, that has 2 connections, right? Yes, 2 connections. That one has like more than enough connections to overwork it. I don't know. I'm trying to keep power plants at a I'm trying to underuse power plants, especially when they have machine replacement in the new version and their efficiency drops. You don't want to have blackouts everywhere whenever that happens, because that one can happen quite regularly. Shop is out of goods. Wait, what? Was it meat? No. Maybe maybe the food didn't refresh in time and it complained about food for a very short moment. That might have happened. Add more powerful medium voltage cables, especially underground. I like the choice that you have to make. I think medium underground voltage cables are already very powerful because they don't cost any steel. They're just gravel and take slightly longer to build, depending on how deep you put them underground. And they leave all the space open. I feel they are already very powerful. If you make them even stronger, then the above ground wires would become too weak, I think, and not be used anymore. It's complex for bigger cities. It is complex, yeah, but I think that's the point. That's why I'm putting like 6 times high voltage connections everywhere now, so I can have a lot of transformers and also the new switches. Medium voltage switches or high voltage switches are really useful now. That's also why I set up like 2 switches right here, even though I know I'm not using them already. I have the option of running 6 more wires from this one without problem. Hey there, shop out of goods. They can only pull goods out of the warehouse if there's nobody waiting for service. If there's... No, it does continuously pull resources out of that. Like... It ticks down to 0.5 and then they pull out another component. I don't know, they did pull out most stuff. I think there was a delivery, that's why some extra food got pushed in here. Oh, you mean if it runs over the capacity, then they don't pull anything out? Okay. So it was slightly above the amount of shoppers, and then it couldn't refresh. Well, I do have the capacity for sellers, it's just people don't want to work here, it looks like. But that's good information if that's the case. I mean, we can test that right now. We'll let 10 sellers work here and see what it does. Because I am interested in that. So now it should not refresh the food anymore because no one has time to restock it. That's a lot of shoppers. Oh my god, I'm causing issues in here. Okay. Looks like you're right. Yep. Come on, tick down. Thank you. Alright, you're right. Thank you. Very good information. Yeah, good test. Almost killed everyone from not eating. It seems like it's balancing the amount of sellers itself. Like, if there's enough shoppers, it's putting in more sellers, but if there's not enough, then it goes down again. So the game tries to automatically balance that. And sometimes I guess it misjudges, then there's an influx of shoppers and it can't restock the food. So yeah, I guess sometimes that happens. You're stuck. Where are you trying to go? Coal. Probably here. No, you can go there. It's fine. There is a path directly to where you want to go. Don't have to worry. And the population count is dropping here. Unfortunately. I don't know why. Maybe they're all shifting over to the new flats because slightly newer building. I don't know. Oh. Sorry. Repay our second loan, and we're loan free again for the time being. Oh, I see. We should remove these signals. Then the trains can clearly see which track is free and which is not. Yeah, that's a huge block, but at least it'll work better. Less signals. Works a little bit better here. Oh, fewer signals, I should say. Remove these. Cold resistance, there can always be heating emergency and gives you more time to react through the problems with things. Yeah, I mean, I have a very decentralized heating system, so if it affects something, it always only really affects one village or town. So that's why I think the heating issue is... The Brospin heating issue was just because of misjudgment. I thought the trucks would be able to fill that up, but they weren't. I don't know. Haven't really had any other heating issues. They all have their own coal supply. They don't have a very high throughput. Maybe. I would like to work on something that keeps our population high. Because I think the pandemics might be a dangerous source of discontent as well. Not as frequent and more random, but I mean, heating, we had one issue so far and we had quite a few pandemics, and I don't know if it did affect our population count drastically. Yeah. It's also cheaper. The heating pipes are surprisingly expensive, I found. So trying to draw heating pipes from one heating plant to supply multiple areas is only really good for trying to reduce pollution in an area, and it costs you quite a lot. Brospin shopping center is on fire. I assume that has been extinguished, so we should be okay. I guess we don't go in this area right now, so I have to remove those signals here. Well, I didn't really need to remove them, but I can remove them, I guess. Let the rail construction deal with that. And then it can also build these ones, because it can now drive in here on the wrong side and build the other line. Rail distribution office coming online. Also, hello Tillman, welcome. I didn't say hi. Bridge being constructed, looks okay. Pillars are okay as well. Good test with the one research per turn, makes you think more about the research. Yeah. It is 3 researches to get the epidemic research, so starting early is probably useful. Yes, bridges. That one because it is a main traffic route. And I don't think I can fit a bridge here. That one's already too cluttered. There shouldn't be any traffic issues, I think. I need to probably put a chain signal here, so I make sure that... Oh. Well, game, if you want to play like that. To make sure that the trains don't stand on the road like that if I have an extra long train. So now I have a chain signal here, so it makes sure that the whole block is free before another train moves in, because this is a regular signal. I think the construction train can already drive or run. This bridge is, yeah, difficult. I think I will just work with signals here. Make sure that a train can fit in this area, the other train will wait here and leave the road open, so this is a signaled solution. But this might be getting busier, so... And it was easier to set up since nothing else has been built in this area yet. So the bridge over here, and then probably a bridge this way. Train bridge would also be an option, yeah. But I don't think we have room in this area. It's fine. Main traffic in this area will be trains anyway, bringing resources up here. The road traffic should not be a main concern. At least, here's hoping. So yeah, large heating plants for the larger towns with dedicated heating pipe and heat exchanger, just to make sure the pollution doesn't become an issue. Sounds reasonable. This will be our brick storage. Power supply is incoming. Oh yeah, I don't remember why this one didn't get built. I forgot to report that one. Don't know what the reason is. There were a few updates in between, so maybe it does get built now. I don't know. Assign it. Maybe it tries to pass here and then it's just a little bit too short. It did get here already and start building these, but it somehow decided to not do that anymore. Well, let's see. Maybe I'll just redo the train track a little bit. Preventative medicine, virology are all longer research chains, whereas toughening and vitamins would give us an immediate benefit. But I don't know how much this benefit actually is, so... Then again, I also don't know how good the benefit of virology research is. At least the preventative medicine chain tells you how much you gain. Other research option would be going down the loyalty chain, down here, and getting the education for only the most loyal citizens. So we try and boost our loyalty through education by only giving it to the most loyal citizens. Thus our teachers would become more loyal in the future, thus the citizens that get it and education would also become more loyal. Can I send a train there with a waypoint? I mean, I can send one to the building right now. It will only stay on the left side and not use the right track because it's not built, but should be able to drive there, no problem. All the other train tracks got built. And this one got built to almost full completion, but 2 workdays missing as if it had a problem. And when I tried to reassign it, it somehow unassigns itself. Yeah. I need to write that down so I don't forget to report it. And make a save if I don't have one already. Oh, I already made a save. Well, we're gonna make a new one. And I'll prepare that save for reporting. Unless it... we had 2 updates in between, so we'll see. Oh, no, it's going there this time. Now it seems to be working. Seems like they fixed something. Very nice. Just to have an extra road here. If the fire engine from over there has to drive here, just an extra road. But yeah, I think that got corrected. Seems like it was already on the agenda somewhere. The reconstruction office is moving here. So this should be resolved. Then that's good. That's not what you're supposed to do here. This needs to be a chain signal as well. And this one. Slight misplanning. And this one can be a regular signal. Okay, now it's working. If trains last 50 years on average, or like high end, probably high end 50 years, that'll be really good for us. It will be a high initial investment, but if we can keep using them for that long, will save us money in the long term, I think, compared to vehicles, road vehicles. That wire will take a long time because I had to dig it under the road at a relatively deep depth. But that's fine, we have time. Don't have a lot of dump trucks though. And our other bridge got constructed here. Also good. Man, the beam bridge looks so chunky. Okay, got constructed. Has been resolved. Did it? No, it's moving there. Wrong Wrong junction. There's the other test train running there. Okay. And done. Excellent. We could already start working the brick factory a bit to get some bricks. I will definitely stop procuring bricks because we already still have some in our storage. So the import for bricks will stay disabled. And we can tell the rail distribution office to move the bricks once they get made from this location. Loading any brick from the area. If we have at least 90 bricks, so at least 10% I would say. The train cars can hold... Can't see. The train cars can hold... 63 tons. I would say we'll wait for at least 180, so 20%. Winter starts, time to check heating plant storages. 1 microbus for the brick factory might be enough in the long run. Yeah, but I can also wait for the village to start. But yeah, I do have big microbuses available. It's not going to run with the microbus in the future once we have our village, but for the time being we can run it like that. Check the heating plant storages. Seems good. That is expected. We set that to 50%, so still above 50%. Our baseline storage over here, heating plant in this area by 2 dedicated trucks. Coal loading from Volcanodeni. Yep. So 22.5, so the truck will start moving now to bring more coal here, but working as expected. Also above 50%, and then this area also above 50%, where this one does pick up coal from the storage nearby because it constantly produces. So it picks up coal from this storage instead of going to the general coal loading area. So everything seems to have enough coal. Looks a little bit sketchy with only 22.5 tons. But the consumption rate is really small. And it, yeah, seems fine. I also have to set up the scrapping facility to be accessible from this side. Vehicles only should need to go in to this facility and never come back out, but you never know. Just give it as an option. That can stay a non-chain signal. And these signals can also be corrected. So vehicles need to be repaired, replaced. Mind explaining that system? Do you have to buy new vehicles when they wear down eventually? So vehicles have wear and tear and age. The older they get, the less the chance of repairing them back to full. Well, not a chance, but the older they get, the less you can repair them. So this vehicle can repair from wear and tear 32% back to 0%, but if you have like a 15-year-old vehicle, it only goes from 50% to like 20% wear and tear. So at some point they are going to wear out if they get too old, or if they have too many kilometers on them. Wear and tear increases with use, age just increases because they exist. And vehicle replacement is set up in this menu. The default is when a vehicle reaches 80% wear and tear and 20 years of age, it gets automatically replaced from the depot, the vehicle storage, or purchased new, depending on what you set. And then you can either toggle it to go to the scrapyard or not. Or you could manually replace them from here if you wanted to. So if we sort by vehicle age, we have an 18-year-old excavator here. It's currently sitting in the construction office. If I click that button, it's heading to the scrapping facility, and a new excavator has been bought for 18,000 because I don't have them myself, but if I were producing them and sending them to vehicle storages, it would use my own vehicles. So you can produce your own vehicles, but it's also an option to automatically purchase them from the customs house. Hello, I was wondering, as time passes, do you get new tech? Coal plant into nuclear plant? In this game you have to research everything. So you start with only coal power plants. But you can research gas power plants which run on oil, renewable power, solar plants, wind power plants, or also go into nuclear power. But the nuclear power is a slightly longer research chain because you have to go through the uranium tech tree. So you first go into geology, finding uranium mining, separation, enrichment, into nuclear fuel, experimental reactor, and then you can build your own. So, lots of research. Nothing for a low-tech run. At least not yet. And yeah, vehicle replacement is set individually per category of vehicle. So trains have their own setting. Here the default is 50 years of age and 80% wear and tear. So trains can become really old before you replace them. Or you could change that to whatever you see fit. You could say, okay, I'm making so much money, I need everything to run at all times. I'm going to set this to 20 years and 50% wear and tear. So as soon as a train goes to 50% wear and tear, instead of repairing it, I'm just going to scrap it and buy a new one instead. Do you use the system that you can buy a vehicle only in the special range? I don't think it uses special range. It just buys them, it just gets them from anywhere in your republic. Like the check over here is from anywhere. If there's a blue icon, a green icon in the depot, then I have a vehicle of that type somewhere in the depot. I do have bendy here, the microbus, for example. I have one in depot. It doesn't care how far it is, just that it is somewhere on the network, I think. Do you use the system that you can buy vehicles only in special range? Oh, you mean, well, if I buy a vehicle, it has to drive in from the customs house. So I use realism mode, so everything has to abide by more realistic rules. So if I buy a new vehicle, it has to drive to the place first before it becomes usable. And our excavator is being dismantled. That junction got built. very large junction. Oh, I don't have a signal over here. Shouldn't matter. But I still put some in. Oh, the option about vehicle availability. Yes, I have it locked to year. I don't lock them again. I only have the start locked according to year, which is the default. I don't find it realistic that vehicles become unavailable. I do upgrade my vehicles to newer ones just for the fact that the newer ones are usually better. Except the starting excavator, that one is a really good machine for a very long time. And then you get a Western replacement, which is a little bit better at some point. But it's a Western vehicle, so you have to go through some effort. Trabi is unavailable nowadays? No. It's 1979. It can't be unavailable, can it? Oh, you mean in real life? Probably. They still drive it and use it and tune it and everything, so must still be available. There's just no new productions, but you can still buy one. Yeah, real life. If you pay someone enough money, they can probably fold you one in their garage. Yep, still lots of Trabants going around. Very true. Might have to reconsider. No, I guess this is fine. Okay, how's our waste storage? Dismantled, so we can now try and put in the large storage in this area. I think maybe if we flatten this. Too large. But this one will work. Nice and clean. And we have our garbage drop-off point in this area. Right between the other storages. And that one will not cause any pollution. And then we can use our rail distribution office to draw the garbage from that stand, or set up a dedicated route so we always have one train waiting in here, removing all the waste. I think the rail distribution office should be able to handle that though. That's why we built it. Time for road priority check along the asphalt roads. We didn't build any roads. The only thing that is probably still there is the road next to the bridge. And I guess all of this area, which hasn't been looked at yet at all. But all of this stuff, there wasn't really anything new. Okay, these ones were new. Another garbage stand. This one is new. but it doesn't matter that much because the buses have to accelerate anyway. Then these ones don't matter because they will be removed very soon. And then the rest hasn't changed except for that junction, but that's over here, so that's not a problem. Oh yeah, I can just look at it like that. Weird. Now it shows everything without... Wait. Oh, when you mouse over one, it doesn't show everything. Okay, when I just don't mouse over anything, I can see everything from up here. Looks good enough. Seems okay. Brospin loyalty. Well, I accidentally clicked the wrong button. 24%, okay. It is in range of a statue, but only one. I think loyalty will be improving. The surrounding buildings do have decent loyalty. That's probably still migrants that need to adjust and adapt. Kribosia ambulance not arrived in time. Alright, I haven't built a medical place for this. I thought I did. So I guess I shouldn't build a medical place for this either. We can give them a clinic, it's fine. We have small clinics now for a reason. So we can use them a little bit more liberally. Put a clinic here. Give them maybe 2 more residential buildings and they should be happy. This will give us a new ambulance car pretty much, which should be good enough to deal with the surrounding 2 villages. Might have enough people here already, but I will put in some houses. I use 2.2 cubic meters, is that right? 2.17 cubic meters of heat water tank, so 2 extra buildings shouldn't cause any stress on the heating plant. It's barely being used already, so should be fine. The rail distribution office has been constructed. It will need fuel supply. We'll let the regional distribution office from Volcanedeni handle it. You will bring fuel here. And then we need trains and train cars. Two trains will be enough for now, and we'll get like probably 10 train cars from the more modern, larger version kind of deal. So 9 more of these once we have the money for it. I will pull these in here already, and then we need 4 more. Any cargo wagon into the depot. And we'll build a train, send it over here. And this one can then pick up waste from this area and unload it into the import. Need to make sure all of our constructions are started. Okay. I still kind of like the idea of a smaller construction office dedicated on maintenance, because if you have a lot of constructions going on, they don't do maintenance at that time, and it could become an issue. Alright, water and sewage. We do need those. Send some workers here. That one will take a long time. That one can already be built. And the one over here is already assigned. Just gotta wait for the middle part. And then we have electricity. It's already a lot of waste with 6 train cars. I think we'll move them into the building right now. We don't need much more. This is like 336 tons. That is more than the storage can hold. So that'll be good enough. Once the storage is up, that is. That one can hold 200 tons, I think. 195 tons. And we should be able to drop anything in there and then just handle it with the distribution office. We could also then export individual parts. If they drop in like construction waste or other materials, could be exported. instead of going to the incinerator. We only want mixed waste and toxic waste to go to the incinerator. The rest can be directly exported. In the future, we can tell the rail distribution office to send those materials elsewhere. Each train car has 56 tons, so the maximum length will be 4 train cars, I think. I guess 3. 150 plus 18, so 168. Minimum length 3 train wagons, but maximum length is 28, 38, 42 plus another 14, 56. So let's say 60 meters. So that should make the trains always 3 wagons in any situation. I hope the other waste options start showing up here. Is the new water surface outflow a pump pumping water from lakes and rivers? That thing isn't new, that thing has been there forever, but yes. This surface water outflow has been here forever, and you can pump large quantities of dirty water from a lake with just the water outflow. Gives you 150 cubic meters, really useful for example for a concrete plant. Just hook that up, put a pump on it, done. The water quality is really bad from lakes and rivers, but that's the way it is. You get it a little bit purified if you use a water well. Okay, we still have to check if this actually will work. Currently it says it only has plastic available, but I think that's because the open storages make plastic available as a stored option. So I hope that when we have the garbage transfer built, it will show the other materials available as well. Got our clinic, fire station. This does have residential buildings, but they are very small, so we're not going to use a fire ladder, I don't think. Start working on some more buildings. Okay, still looks like we have enough capacity in our auditorium. Very good. And we have some more people here now, which will give us more workers in the rail construction office. I can tell them to go wherever again, I think. Let's make that the case and see how they balance things, because it might still be the case that they do not prioritize the university enough. And then we run into the same issue we had, and I do have to keep that running. But university's education in this area is now very high, so I assume they will be smart enough to make sure we always have enough workers in here to run high capacity education. Yes, you are allowed to move in there. Tell me when the clinic is finished so I can buy an ambulance. Oh, we also probably need a garbage stand for you. Did I really not build an ambulance clinic kind of deal here? No. Garbage stand will be useful so I can filter out toxic waste. I will keep calling hazardous waste toxic waste because it's shorter. Do you have access to waste? Doesn't look like it. You do, but you do not. Well, no problem. We'll just put a garbage stand here in the area. Right behind the monument. Okay. Can't wait to see that in action. Definitely need to make sure to always stay on top of the waste management if we use it that way. It will reduce the amount of vehicles we will need in the area because they can then travel a much shorter distance instead of going to the incinerator. But yeah, we have to... I really wish we get... I really hope we get a checkbox for those buildings at some point where you can get notified if they run full. So notify me if the waste dump is, well, maybe not full, or like getting over 90% basically, or 95%. Full, I guess, is the same. Notify me if it runs full. Those are important informations that we would need. One escape last year, no problem. I'm not going for loyalty, just reducing criminality and keeping them relatively happy. I can move one train back out. Don't need 3 trains in there right now. 2 trains will be overkill already. At some point we'll increase the train length to 4 wagons. Will be slightly too large, but at least it means we can always load everything in each of the cargo train stations. Did I already set it to transport only mixed and hazardous waste and mixed waste only? We shouldn't really get any other waste except if we have a demolition office. Or rail demolition, I guess. But those get sold on site usually. I guess they can. Everything can go in there. So yeah, if you get anything that is of a different type, construction waste, metal scrap, aluminum scrap, plastic, you can sell those at a customs house. Biological waste and fertilizer we're not really handling ourselves yet. We're bringing fertilizer to the farm, but that's about it. So, if I remember correctly, I don't actually know how this works. I thought fertility could go above 150 with both fertilizers. Maybe that happens when sowing season is upon us and the tractors have some extra spare time. We need speed limits for trains. Alright, I also need to hook up the residential buildings, otherwise they won't get built. That helps. These footpaths should now be long enough, so machinery can do them, even though they're quite short. That got changed, which is really nice. Loyalty still seems to be decreasing. We do have our bus platform set up now, so I think it's time to start up our inner city bendy bus route. No, differently. Here, no workers. No workers. Well, uneducated ones, I guess. But we do have schools everywhere, so workers shouldn't matter. Then you come back, unload, go through here into the end station. And that will carry around the passengers if they can't reach any like building that improves their happiness and loyalty to maybe a different area like the museum. So maybe the people over here really want to visit that and now they can. I think I have to drive them through another waypoint. After the bus platform, you go to this waypoint instead. So you're driving around on the outside. Through here, and then back this way, and into the end station. Yep. So here, 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 end station. This is north. And this must therefore be south. How's the wire? Only 6,000 more workdays? Jesus Christ. That's a really, really deep wire. I did forget that we raised the elevation here and now it has to dig through a lot of it. I will assign workers here to help speed that up a little bit. I like to put vehicle end station first, so if I put more vehicles in, yeah, it does mean that they line space instantly. But in my mind, end station means it should be on the last point, and well, pretty much settled in like that. I guess we can do that. So put in the end station here, remove that one, and then I should probably do that for the bus instead. But Get in, no workers. And that's our inner city route. And then the second bus will be set to Brospin inner city. Yep, that's a good idea. I shall use that in the future, I think. Makes a lot of sense. Yep, I could also call it that. Why is there a bracket in its name? Is that in all of the names? Maybe they forgot to put the large in a bracket? What's it actually called? Oh, okay. The brackets are missing. Bug report. Well, bug report. Rest seems fine. Heat exchanger in Brospin was on fire. No problem. But yeah, for the size of the town, like how large it is, it cannot hold very many people. But that's fine. Also the trees have grown up, which is nice. And we reloaded the save so I can put down some more trees that got demolished last time. And bushes. Having the ambulance here, having the fire truck here already could be dangerous because if there's a fire in the area, it will send the fire truck without any people. That's, I guess, a downside of moving a fire truck here too early. But hopefully we get it built up relatively soon. Yeah. Building is still without power supply because the electricity hasn't been hooked up yet, so we also need the wire. I think 1.2 megawatts is going to be way sufficient for this. Don't think the brick factory has a high consumption, but I will check. Nope, not underground. That'll work. Did I build a city hall somewhere? It's more for prestige, but Brospin could have one planned before the center is full. Yeah. I don't really want to fill the center up with anything else. The city hall will probably, if we want to have one, go into this area. This greenery area should stay free. City Hall. I guess there's potential for more residential buildings here. Yeah, next to the... Well, this was intended for halls of residence, but I guess we could have one. Check loyalty and stuff for individual towns that way, but it is more for role-playing. Yeah, I think the information is neat, but I do wish it had more detailed information. But for this area it makes sense. It is a intermediate town for our nation. It can grow larger, and it probably might. So all the way up to here could still turn into that town. Maybe across the rail tracks. We do have an inner city bus system, so there's potential. Let's use our foreign workers to help here. Bring some of them over. They really are still very unhappy in that one building. Comparatively. Very low happiness, loyalty. Not sure. Republic already has a lot of character for a random upgrade work. Yeah, I really like the hill. I really like the hills. Last episode near the end, we ran a rail in first person from the depot all the way to Brospin, and it looked great, I think. The hills give it like that Eastern European vibe. Really enjoyed how it looks. And the towns also didn't feel out of place, like it felt like they had a nice scale to height, so they were not just very tall buildings in the middle of nowhere. They looked wide enough for how much town there was. And there was a lot of settlements that we went by, so that also looked great. So much construction. Okay, this is almost done. Let's get some foreign workers here too. I want this building up and running. And then move our waste dumping into that storage and see if we can run it by train. Then Brospin will be... I don't think Brospin then has any connection to the outside except for like fuel, which it has to drive over to the pickup point. If we had a fuel drop off via train line, that would work, but I think fuel we don't have to deliver by train. We will at some point put a fuel storage here, but drive the fuel via truck here to keep the storage filled, since we have a distribution office for that. I guess I could already put the fuel storage in place, which will only be a tank. Could also make the gas station the fuel storage, I guess, but I think a tank is appropriate, just to keep a buffer going if there's a shortage with fuel, or the fuel price rises or anything. We have a little bit of a grace period. Fire station is here. I'll put the fuel storage on the entrance of the town, right next to the electricity. Then we'll set distribution to bring it here, and pick up to take from the tank instead. Our warehouse got built for the repair station. Four different types of resources plus a lot of mechanical components. And steel, which is almost done as well. So we don't bring fabric, plastic into this area, which is probably something for this warehouse. Yes, I think so. So we'll set this to like 3, 3, which leaves us with 4. 1, 2. We already have electronics, so I think we can do that. We only need plastics and fabric to also be stored in this area. And that should give us enough electronic components, while also providing enough materials for repairs. Might have to set the limit of train cars lower again. Never mind, it's already set to 1. But I do have to allow the importing of the resources. Okay. So now we should be bringing those resources here as well. Plastic and fabric. And then, yeah, repairs will be possible. Not sure why there's a tiny amount of aluminum in here. Maybe that happened before I switched over the type of resources. Oh yeah, you have a bunch of aluminum. Ah, you idiot. Okay, we definitely need to sell that. That's worth quite a lot. 23,000. Don't go to a construction office, go to a road depot. And then go to the border and sell that. And come back. Okay, yeah, aluminum was not really the intention. We also don't go to the customs house anymore for these, only food, clothing. Well, no. We're not going to go to the customs house anymore at all, because everything is now available locally. Food, clothing, alcohol, electronics, and the other materials. Let me try and remove the tiny bit of aluminum we have in here just to clean it up. And yeah, fuel pickup will also be locally, so you don't have to leave the local area anymore at all. Can't get plastic and fabric? They can, they just got delivered. Well, they should have. It didn't unload all the fabric, because there was still other stuff in here, but we do have some fabric and plastic in here now. Just need to make sure that it is available for loading in the component warehouse. Our trucks went to the border, which they shouldn't have, but they did. What are you doing? Brospin warehouse, unload. From the border? Wait, what? Oh, okay, you went there directly. Yeah, you didn't pick up the food we had in here for some reason. Load food. This should all be correct. Food warehouse, yeah. Give me a warning if the food, clothing, alcohol, if anything runs out here pretty much. Any of the main citizen components. I would like to be notified. A crime was not patrolled. Yeah, we had a lot of unexamined criminal cases at this last year when we had other problems, more pressing problems. But it should be okay now. Get a dumper. Two covered hull trucks, maybe one. No, two is fine. And a refrigerated one. A small one. We do have a smaller option available now. It is slightly slower, and it also can't be recolored. But I think this will be okay for us. Hazardous waste, 2 storages. Guess we have 2 available. So it does path through the bus stop, which is nice to know. And yeah, pick up food, alcohol, and that's it. Still need to set up the bus route for the area. Oh yeah, that should be about it. Our truck came back after selling. Can go back into the distribution office. Still don't have electricity. They're taking their time. Everything is connected, but the large underground wire here. We've done half of it. We're down to 4,000 work days. I should have paid more attention to the elevation. And the work time it needed to do. That could have been avoided. I could redo it and probably save it to... yeah. Could help it with workers. Yeah, I have workers assigned to it. but currently they're not driving here for some reason. So there are no workers at the station of Volcanodeni. They are all busy in that area. Reduce the amount of workers in the rail construction office again, I think. Get at least a few workers. And maybe move our construction office that handles workers to Brospin. Or just make a village that has like everyone go to the bus stop first and then they can be workers. In this case I think I might be able to just say one building always sends workers here. And then the construction office buses can always work. More construction workers from Brospin. They're already being utilized. Our construction office from over here does have a bus that takes workers from the area. But since the bus stop is also relevant for heating, I don't want to overdo it with the workers on that area. But yeah, we could have more workers living here and then use this bus platform as a source for our construction office workers. But I do have a bus stop for foreign bus construction office buses for foreign workers. They're picking up from the border, so we can get these constructions done more quickly. I do, however, think that I should probably stop running the workers into this building if there is no electricity, because then there's no point to that. Maybe I should upgrade the middle road to like to have street lamps. Would interfere with traffic quite a bit. Could be done in the future. Loyalty is slowly going up in here, that's okay. Still need more workers in the area. And we might have to set something up here. We'll think about more workers in the area, I think, as a contemplation for the future. Right now, I want to get Sasalis up and running, and think about the research instead. I still think... Oh, we're out of money. We're doing a large-scale import at the border, I would guess. I'm thinking... Okay, we have our money back. I'm thinking probably vitamins to get that research going, giving us an immediate benefit for the coal mining towns. So the pollution generated by the coal ore processing plants, and in the future iron ore processing plants, will be a little bit more easy to handle. Okay, food warehouse, we only need alcohol. And meat. Also need meat. Don't have electricity yet, so driving meat here is a little bit of a waste, but I want to set it up in anticipation and excitement. You can't stop me. And our first flat is up. So all we're waiting now is on electricity, and then we can move people in. Ooh, that's taking a while. I really wonder if I should cancel and just move it to the surface. I think so. If I can. I probably can't because it's right underneath the road. I can't select it. I just can cancel everything. Okay, so that wire is not gonna be cancelable. Unfortunate. I wanted to cut it off here, but it won't work. We'll keep running then. Okay. Capacity issue again, as we learned. Seems to be fine. New bendy bus available. Not a concern for us right now. Also, I should save over my regular save game. Start with number 2 again. Please bring alcohol to the pub. Can I mark the electric wire to notify me if finished? Yes, I can. So we'll get notified as soon as it's up, and then we can start moving people into the village. Is all waste storage completed now? It is. So our technical service handling waste drop-off will drop any waste it finds into this. And let's make sure that the distribution office can pick stuff up. It can't. It still says only plastic waste. I think I'll drop that as a report, that it should be able to. Because a dedicated train can do it. Maybe it shows up if we have waste drop in there, but we'll see. We'll have to run a dedicated train then, I guess, for each platform. Always have a train stand here to load waste and wait until fully loaded. Yeah, doesn't work. Okay, I'll make a report for that, I think. And I'll write the other save game again. And then for the time being, we'll run a dedicated train and hope that it gets fixed. Because I really would like to handle waste with trains instead. Let's see what happens if I set this to 1. Still doesn't pick it up. Okay, then we have to run this manually for now. Not a problem. It's just going to be slightly harder to handle in the future. But we can set it up manually. It will block one rail line in the town, but we don't have that much throughput onto the cargo platform. So it should still be fine. Did I run the train? Yes. Okay, we'll make probably a 4-wagon train to pick things up. and handle the waste for the area. We have a free construction office with 2 buses next to the bus stop. In Brospin, yeah, that's something that we can do. Just need to make sure that it's not too many people that are unemployed. So it will probably be a bunch of houses that feed directly into the bus stop, and then there's an option for them to go somewhere and work if there's nothing, if no construction needs to be done at that point. If it's still in walking distance of the university, it would be nice. I guess that's manageable. Like, we could already do that with these buildings, I guess. Could tell them to go to this bus platform, and then from here they don't get picked up by a bus, but they can walk to other areas to do things. That would be 150 workers always going to the bus platform, so 50 workers at all times, and they won't cause any unemployment, which will give you a decent chunk of workers at all times. You don't take the workers for the heating plant anymore. So this will be good for us. Doesn't cause any unemployment, and it just makes those workers available. We have issues due to small children preventing people from working. Those bastards. Down here. Well, the kindergarten isn't fully occupied yet, so we just haven't set the right priorities. This should be a non-issue. We just need more staff working this. Okay, everything over here has been set up. Just waiting on the electricity, and then if we have a fire and we notice it, we can move people in early. But for now, we'll wait until the electric wire has been completed. And then we can move people in. I think 3 train cars might also be enough. There's some biological waste in there, but that's fine. There was probably some mixed waste that rotted into biological waste. So, this will work. We can load... we can only load one specific type of waste. Yeah, that's why I want a distribution office. That's annoying. Wait until loaded. Any waste. And then go to the incinerator import. Wait until unloaded. Problem here could be refueling. Don't have a fuel station in the area. And I don't want to set up an end station. I think this should hopefully get fixed at some point with the distribution office also realizing that a connected waste transfer point to the cargo platform allows waste to be loaded without a dump, because this is pollution free. Or they patch it into the other direction and this will not work anymore at all. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's see if it loads everything, or if it has problems with the mixed waste being there. The biological waste being there. Not sure how this is going to work. It probably needs to unload the biological waste first. Nope, we have dedicated train cars. Should be... I don't know, we'll see. we start working on the bridge. That's the wrong train. I was confused why you were transporting food all of a sudden. Okay. We can load some mixed waste. Not sure if it can mix it inside the train cars. Seems like it might be able to. No, that's showing the total amount. Anyway. After you've loaded, we'll send you over to unload, so you also get rid of the bio waste. And then your train cars should be pure. Yeah, I think there's still a little bit of biological waste in there and it doesn't want to mix the waste. Okay, unload. Open storage for prefab is on fire. Quite quick. We don't have... Oh no, no. Damn it. Come on. We'll move some people in here now. I just had a feeling that we should probably move some people in here now. It's probably for the best. They probably agree with me. Yeah, I think it's for the best to have some people live, move in here now. Seems like the right time. Jesus. So, speaking of having an area with no workers, thankfully it's warm, so they won't have an issue living here until we have the electric connection completed. And this should happen before winter. But yeah, we'll fill up the buildings and just run this area as normal. We do need buses to carry them into town for other things that they might need and want. Three buses should be enough. Anything but workers. Going to the main bus stop. And then past the... Okay. Let me redo that. Like we agreed to. So, end station first. Then, not that one. No, it doesn't work. I should have an end station on the exit of town. No workers. Except uneducated ones, we can pick those up. Back here. Through this, and then we're back at the end station. So, this is the city line for that town, and we can assign that to all the other ones as well. Okay. Waste train is back. That's the way we're going to run it. Looks like there's some hazardous waste in here. A little bit. Yeah, this could be the problem with a dedicated train, that does not load the way we want it to. Distribution office would work better. Oh well. We'll see if it continues working for us. And hopefully we can switch back to the rail distribution office in the near future. Still haven't gotten coal here. I did get a dump truck, but we of course also need to assign the source of coal, which is over here, and bring it to the heating plant at 50%. And we could have a gas station in the area, but there's already one over here. The next town over will get another one. Well, village probably. So, we'll have to reduce the amount of workers everywhere, and then the excess workers will go to the bus stop, and then go into the brick factory. We'll wait until electricity is available, and then we'll make that change. 10 firefighters will be enough. That's a lot of people. Construction train. Sure, there's a construction happening there, so it's fine. We'll hold off on building these tracks, but the turns are okay. I wonder if it would be able to load waste if I attach a dump to it. If I go here and say, put a small dump on it. This will be another test. I think they probably expect you... I will test that myself somewhere else. I think they expect you to use this thing probably, the direct rail connection. But I don't want to use that because it generates so much pollution. I think this solution is way more elegant. It'll be a long time until we have a train car that can hold hazardous waste. Like that can hold a full load of hazardous waste to be incinerated. But as hazardous waste starts accumulating, the rest of the capacity would drop, so we need like 56 tons of hazardous waste for the train to decide to move it. Which still gives us 140 tons of mixed waste, so yeah, should be okay. How long have you been waiting? A little bit too long. 59. Yeah, you've been waiting too long. We need one more bus. That was too much, I think. Don't think there's any other waste handling that I need to worry about. The technical service should be much less busy now that travel times have been cut down to like a tenth of what you were doing before. We could still add a dedicated storage just for hazardous waste. This could be the storage for hazardous waste and this only being mixed waste. Then we do know that we have enough storage available for everything, like mixed waste, construction waste, etc. Could do that. There's a lot of connections available here. $1,400 workdays. It's July. Should be fine. We have a few more months before it gets cold. Should be okay. Also, Sasalis has people living in it, so we do have a research available now. Can't forget about that as well. What is the research going to be? I'm eyeballing vitamins. Immediate benefit allows us to be a little bit more liberal with our industries, like how close they are to the people. We will have a lot of mines and processing plants for those mines, and they should be within walking distance for the villages, I think. Virology would be good for events, and preventative medicine would just be good in general to reduce the amount required of workers inside clinics, because they would then have to visit that less and have fewer ambulances. I think I'm going to go with vitamins. That will be a quick, fast research, immediately useful. And after that, probably preventative medicine, because it's also always useful. And later on biology. So we're going to go for vitamins. I'm still not sure what to build here. I was saying like cement plant. I think if I want to do a cement plant, it should be worth our while. So something that could also be exported if we have way too much of it. So I need to do the math and check what exactly we have as input and output. So it's a 1:7 ratio approximately for... No, it's a 1:10 ratio approximately between coal and gravel. 210 gravel versus 22 coal. So 1 ton of coal for each 10 tons of gravel. But the large cement plant has a different ratio, so you need more coal, but you also make more cement. Isn't coal the more expensive option? Coal costs us 20. That's about the same. Gravel is 17.5. So you spend slightly more coal to get a quarter more cement. I think that's probably worth it. The internal storage is quite large, 200 tons of gravel and coal. So we probably don't need inputs storages at all for these. This one would have probably been a little bit too small, but 200 tons? So we only need an aggregate unloading station to feed into the building. 200 tons of cement with 100 tons of production per day. Okay, we do need an external storage for gravel, but maybe not coal. Because it does go through 200 tons a day at full production. I don't intend to run it at full production if I do use it. So the train line is coming in from here. It'll probably go to both sides, one side being the loading for the dry bulk, and the other side being the unloading for the aggregates. We did see last time that there was a nice connection for just dry bulk into dry bulk storage, which with rail connection, so that should be easy to set up. Mormorsk, sorry. These ones do not have a rail connection. 2,000 tons would be 10 times what the building can hold. So we have a storage for coal. And this would be gravel. And then a small storage for coal. And an aggregate unloading platform. One should be enough. One train line. It's an unloading platform, so I don't expect there to be too much traffic. Actually, I will use the small one because then I can have room in between to put the road connection in. So that would be the resource supply. And we do need one of the newer dry bulk storages to handle the cement. I don't need a giant storage, but what I do need is a rail connection, so we are going to go for the largest one that does offer a rail connection. And then this would all be train based. We'll probably move one of the loading gates a little bit so we can have them... I guess I should move the other one. So we can have them be supplied with straight rail lines instead. Like so. How long do you need to be? Up to at least here. We're gonna go in parallel for a bit. Then double track on the other side. So this will probably have to shift over by one. Oops, that was wrong. And then the other loading platform here. Also 160 meters. Okay, the loading platform is quite large already. There might be a dedicated export for cement, because we can produce a lot of it. But I don't think so. I think we're just gonna produce enough for domestic consumption again. Okay, that will give us enough room for loading here too. The whole train track over here is... Okay. I learned that this just needs to be that. This should work. And this one. And if not, then I will have to remove the signal. Nope, that works, okay. So this should give them enough area to wait here, and we can build a village to handle this factory, making cement for us. And then after that we can have a concrete plant, town, village, maybe over here or over here. Could also produce the gravel locally for that. We got our research done for vitamins, so the impact of pollution on our citizens should be slightly reduced. Well, I don't know how much it is reduced, but it should be reduced. Bridge is finishing up, we'll get that done before winter. And the power line is just waiting for a road crane, really, and some workers. Okay, then we'll have electricity, and then can adjust the amount of workers here to be enough that they can walk into the brick factory, because all the buildings will become more efficient. And it should be fine. Unable to enjoy culture, unable to visit pub. Should not be the case. Lab time is still quite long. Well, you're trying to pray, that's... Wait, what are you doing? I don't know. Do I allow waiting for citizens here? Yes. Yeah, they should just get unloaded here, and I guess we don't really have a lot of capacity in this building. Not a lot of workers here. Go work here as well, please. Make sure our museum is sufficiently staffed, thank you. They should also be able to go to the cinema from this. And that has a lot more capacity. So they don't really have a reason to complain, I don't think. Except for the fact that I just might need more buses. Yeah, we're running out. Okay. We'll get 3 more buses. I'll make sure this runs well. Okay. We have coal. Heat is being generated. It's just not being pumped yet, I think. I think it should work without heat, without electricity. Just the pump shouldn't work. Lap time divided by number of buses needs to be under 60 seconds. Yeah. Yep. So now we're close to under 60 with okay, I have 7 buses now. We're definitely okay now. 7 times 60 is 420, so we're like 80 seconds below average lap time now. That's fine, we're doing rail construction, you have to wait, I think. Don't really have any signals set up. Yep. Seems good. Okay, high voltage line has been built. The lights are starting to shine in this area. And now we can adjust it to... Ooh, okay, yeah, doctors in here is good. Now we can adjust this to make it so that we send workers to the brick factory. I guess the easiest option would just be one building to the bus platform, and then it will automatically balance itself into the brick factory with the excess. I can just have more residential buildings in this area. That wouldn't be the worst. Make it a slightly larger area. But yeah, now we're sending like probably very tiny amounts of workers to the brick factory every now and then. One person might decide to walk into the brick factory. We don't need that many workers in the kindergarten. 3 will be... well, 2 will be enough. The grocery store also really only needs 5. Fire station at 10 is okay. Pub at 2. Hospital, clinic at 2. And yeah, now someone is walking in there. Very good. We'll set this one to walk anywhere again. And the extra buildings will help move more people into the brick factory. But this will be enough production for us. It'll constantly output and provide enough bricks for our republic. Why are you stuck? Left lane. That one. To that one. You should be able to drive out. I don't know. Confused. Anyway, I'll also drop a signal here. And then signals here. This signal. This. So this building supports a lot of workers, but we don't want to run it at full capacity unless we make a profit. No, it only supports 40 workers. That's like another 120. That's a few buildings. It will be a slightly larger village. But kind of similar to Sassalis. This is 120 people living here. We'll probably have about double that. I don't know if there's going to be anything else here though. This might be it for the area. I don't know. How much pollution does it generate? 17 tons. I don't think we'll run it at full capacity. The throughput is really high, and I only really need enough cement to run our Republic plus a little bit extra, I guess. And it'll also be extra cement cars in the future for our train network. So this might be handled by the waste distribution office. Wasn't there the arrondissement? There was iron all around. So we had iron here. On this hill, quite a lot of it. Too much. There's iron here. On that one, right. That one was the one we wanted. So we have a village here handling the cement plant, and we have a larger village here, like the coal one, to handle the iron. I mean, iron is everywhere. There's so much iron everywhere. We don't have to mine every deposit, but it was a very chunky looking one. This one also looks good. I think we'll try for 2 villages in that area. Or we'll just share the responsibility, but yeah, I think the people working in the cement plant are probably going to live here, and then iron is gonna happen on this side. Although it's gonna be a little bit tight. Iron mine, processing plant, into another rail line, loading, and the village for it. But this hill had so much iron on it, we have to do something with that as well. No, maybe not. Just so we remember. For the time being, all we need is the cement plant, because I do want to work towards the concrete and asphalt plant. Food warehouse is on fire. Rostpin fire trucks on the case and getting here easily. Yeah, the hazardous waste is loading, gathering up really slowly. Should not be a problem. Closest footpath over here. Not really easily accessible because of... but this one will do. So from here, 300 meters ish, into a bus stop. Probably from this one, coming around here, yep. Let's draw it from the other direction. do. Slightly following the terrain a little bit, curving downwards into the regular elevation. Coal plant, well, heating plant. Need a small one, in walking distance of the platform. And this new town name, I guess we are gonna go with more mosque, unless people want me to re-roll that one. But I'll just drop it here, on top of the bus platform. Senakova would also be nice. There will be a footpath connection between the bus stop and the cement plant. And then regular town setup. I think we're going to start with the same stuff we just built for Sasales. And it's not going to be a very large town. And a large village, I mean. It should be fine. Do need a small distribution office for the area. Still need road connections to all of this to get it constructed, and for fire safety. And the concrete plant will be done last, as well as this storage. Fire station will be probably... I will have to build a road here. Let's redo the footpath right away. Fire station will be in this area, so I can also reach this relatively quickly. Goodbye, Tillman. Have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. So that will be the road for the concrete plant, cement plant, and we'll have a footpath go through the road. Your boxcar. I think we've already transported more bricks over. Maybe. We have to wait for one train car to be filled to accept it, to accept another delivery. Loyalty is probably something I should worry about in this area, since we don't have a radio station or TV. So we'll give them some monuments. Oh right, they don't have a footpath to this area at all if I remove that. Well, that's a thing. Can we quickly upgrade this footpath? High priority. Oop, not demolish, but start it. And then maybe a temporary dirt footpath somewhere else. Like here and the fire station over here. Will mean that the heating plant will be unoccupied for a little bit, but I don't think the gravel footpath will take too long. Hello Berliners, welcome. The update is out now, so no more spoilers. Oh, we do have a monument here already. But that's only for this area. Well, no more spoilers, I guess. Could still be some spoilers if you haven't played it. That's not centered. We'll hook up this monument once we fix that footpath and can get rid of the dirt one. Small visit with coffee and cigarette. Yep. Enjoy. You're not home? Okay, well then I'm sorry. But everyone can now play the new version, so a lot of people on Twitch might be playing it. Not sure anyone is not using the test branch, but there might still be people that don't use it. Let me check our city buses lap times, now that I know the math that I should do. That one, to be below 60 we need like 10 buses. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine times 60. Well, yeah. 9 times 60 is 540, so it's just below the demand. I should probably add another bus. Sezhov, 300, and we got 6 buses, so I would say that one is overstacked. Tenerife, and I'm there now. Ah, okay, the day of the open test. Ah, yeah. Well, at least you get to go somewhere. Okay, let's see. This connection. Oh, that's a long time without workers and resources. I hope you can manage. That would be too much. Too much time. Coal ore processing is on hold because, well, machine replacement is currently happening. Thankfully we still have a facility doing that. They seem to be having trouble with mixed waste not getting transported out of here fast enough. I might need a technical service upgrade with more vehicles, like I might have to remove one of these and replace it with another large truck to make sure they get emptied out fast enough. Or we just transport it to the customs house instead of the incinerator. Except hazardous waste, we're gonna incinerate that, but yeah, let's transport the mixed waste to the customs house, which should be much faster. You need it. Well, it'll be here on Monday, much improved with more updates. Okay, we can cancel the demolition of that one. And yes, the hazardous waste container has emptied out itself. Or it has gotten emptied out, I mean. Very good. The bridge is done. We can remove the gravel road. That one has served its purpose. And there shall be no traffic jams because of too many trains in this area. Fuel storage has been built. We'll set up our fuel distribution office with more trucks. Not used ones. Wait a minute. There it is. We'll fill it up completely and supply the storage with fuel. 30% will be enough. And then the distribution office here for the gas stations and everything else can take fuel from over here now, instead of having to go all the way to the fuel storage. That'll make transportation routes more efficient. And also give us a little bit of a buffer storage. In case there's any problem, we'll get notified early. More workers. Oh yeah, citizens can move into this area now, thank you. They may move into any building, any new building that opens up. And for this area, 120 workers maximum for the cement plant, plus let's say 200 workers here. So 4 of these flats would do. I'm not going to use these smaller ones, I don't think. I guess they are 42 workers. Quality of flat 78, these ones have 82. 3 cubic meters of heat water versus another 3 cubic meters. Sure, let's give them 50, 200, so 4 buildings. Need to make them face inward, so we have the footpath connections available. I think it's still in the area of just a grocer. Nothing fancy. How much electricity? Oh no, the factory is gonna get its own thing, that's fine. I'm not gonna share electricity here. We will have a transformer, that's fine. Probably not a switch. Actually, we might need a switch. Because the Iron Village will need its own thing. And then transformer. One transformer for this area should be more than enough. I basically only need 2 connections. I would like to place it like this. Four megawatts should be enough. We're already pretty low on connections over here on that one. Let's see. Seems okay. This seems to be not aligned correctly. Is that it? That seems to be it. We still need clinic, pub. What else? Kindergarten, fire station. Fire station I already planned for, but I didn't place it yet. Nope. That'll do. Water, sewage, heating has everything in range, right? Yeah, there's plenty of distance. Okay, water on this road will also be sufficient, handled by the nearby town. Probably a dedicated one for the industry, like electricity on this side, kindergarten, clinic, and pub. And a clinic. And then waste storages. Always a large one next to the clinic. That's the way I like that. At least in range of the clinic. Can't fit that here, can I? I think it's a footpath is in the way, otherwise I will be able to fit that in here. Yes. Then we can probably place the footpath down again. Some waste storage around here, some waste storage around the residential buildings. Doesn't have to be a lot, but since the travel distance is quite far, it makes sense to do that. Okay. And that'll get this village up and running. No one shall move in here yet until we have everything set up. And yeah, gotta build slowly towards the new village. Oh, traffic jam. Wait, what? Why do I have two of them over here now? What the hell? There's something weird going on. Am I cloning vehicles or something? I don't know. Get rid of that. Remove you from the line. Why do I have two refrigerated trucks here? Maybe it bought replacements twice. These are the newer ones. There should be one on this line. Yes. I don't know. Very strange. Loyalty of 27%. Complaining about it being low. We'll give you another monument then. Since it seems that's what we're doing now. Building monuments everywhere. If you look out the window, you see a monument. Waste train is almost 2/3 loaded. But yeah, there's a lot of capacity in that. And a rail distribution office would be very nice in handling that. Throughout our nation. There wouldn't be a high requirement on having trains. Just a few trains with a few wagons could do that. A larger town might have a lot more waste and probably needs a dedicated train station just for the waste handling, but in this case even the slightly larger towns don't have any issues. Let's put the electricity in this area. And water and sewage. Just for the industry itself. And that'll do fine with an underground wire connection, I think. Okay, I think that sets up the area. Don't think I forgot anything. Got a distribution office, small grocer, clinic, fire station, pub, distribution office, heating station, and monuments. Lots and lots of monuments. Those are the ones that I forgot, but they can be put in later, I think. But then again, might as well place them right now. We need statues everywhere because it's easier to place that statue than other monuments. We'll see. Not right now. But I think I'm going to take a break for now. We set up Sasalis, we done our vitamin research, we got our new area laid out for a cement plant, so this is going to be the area in which we are going to grow into. And probably, since this has already been laid out, we can also plan for the iron mine, iron processing and iron village setup. There will be a connection to Zhezhov, I guess. A road connection here, don't know what it will be used for. I guess we could use a distribution office on that side to bring the shopping goods over. Speaking of which, are you still taking from the customs house? Because if you are, then you shouldn't. You should be taking from these. Food, clothing, alcohol, and electronics are now available here. There you go. And then I guess Zhezhov could bring resources over to the Iron Village, but I don't think that's... I think it's gonna get its own distribution office again. Maybe not. Maybe we can share the distribution office and make the resources travel along this road into the Iron Village. Would be an option. But yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I will probably be back later, at least tomorrow. I don't know about later today. We'll see. Depends on what else comes up. Wish you all the best. Have a good Thursday afternoon. Until then, maybe I'll see you next time.